Hello, everybody. Good morning again. My name is Ikria. I'm sure you've been receiving some SMSs and emails from me. Just before we start, I would like to ask everybody to kindly keep your phones or your phones muted so that we can hear everything that happens as it goes on. So welcome to today's webinar. This is another one of the Fido web series, and today we are learning how to master social media for our side businesses. And you know, in Accra these days, stay by plan. There are so many different ways that we can make businesses online. And today we have the best, most amazing speakers in the industry to teach us exactly how to do this. And just before we start, you know, there are so many things we can do online. There are so many businesses people would be wondering, what can I do when I get online? You can just get a couple of t-shirts, start selling them online. You can sell pure water online. You can start construction business online. These days, we see a lot of rental companies online. But when we are online, there are things that we need to do to make sure we are excelling. So we have some amazing speakers. But before that, I want to get to know you before our speakers come on board. So there's a chat box when you see the bottom of your screen. Just type your name in, type your number, your business, and tell us something about you so we can get to know you. And who knows, we'll be reading as it goes, and you never know, you can win something from Fido. So I'll be waiting to see your names in the chat box. All right, so there are so many questions that I know we may have. As the webinar goes on, please drop them in the chat box as well, and we will pick them up after we have the conversation with the speakers. So we have three amazing speakers today. And if you want to learn about social media, these are the people you need to listen to. These are the people you need to speak to because, like I said, they are the best in the game. So we will start with our super blogger, who we are so privileged to have on the call today. He understands the power of social media and it has changed his life. So he's going to tell us how that has happened today. He is also the co-founder of the YouTube Creators Festival. So you can imagine the big things he's doing with social media today. So help me welcome on board Entamoti, everybody, our blogger Entamoti. If you can please put on your camera and just share a quick round of applause. Hi, Entamoti, if you're on the call, please just show your camera and say a quick hi to us. I saw him earlier.
Yes, I'm right here. Hi, everybody.
Hi, how are you doing? We're so happy to have you on.
Yeah, I'm doing fantastic, and it's more than a privilege to be here to, share insights, especially with small business owners and other stakeholders as well. And I believe it's going to be a rather insightful and fantastic and fun day as this, webinar thrives on. And congratulations to Fido.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you. So our next webinar is our very own social media manager within within Fido. She is by the name of Telinam. So all the amazing content you see online and all the things that you see concerning social media is engineered, manufactured, mastered by Telinam. So Telinam, thank you so much for joining.
Hello, everyone. Thanks for having me.
Hi. Thanks. I hope you are doing well. We are so excited to have you on.
I'm excited to be here too. Can't wait to see how the conversation unfolds.
Thank you so much. We can't wait to hear all you have to share. And our third speaker today is someone who has been growing her business on social media and she's doing so well. Her core is to be creative, to create beautiful events, but she's doing this with social media. So I'm very excited to welcome Mary Amponsah of MG Event Home onto our webinar today. Hi, Mary.
Hi. Good morning. Very well yourself.
I'm fine. Thank you.
Great.
All right. So as we are starting, there are so many things when it comes to social media and so many elements that go into it and making your business a success, right? And one thing that I want us to start with is your brand, building brand. If we could all keep our mics on mute so that we can hear everything that we say. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So to talk about building a brand, from where I sit as a marketer, right? For the layman to understand what your brand essentially is your identity that people see, or your identity online. And a lot of people think that this is the only thing that goes into what your brand is, but it's not actually. It is how your brand sounds, what it looks like, what the promises, what you seek to do. And I want us to talk about brand a little bit. So starting with Samuel, you're a blogger. You do amazing things with social media. You're the co-founder of YouTube Creators Festival, and what social media can do for you online. So how did this inform how you have built your brand online, and how would you describe your brand on social media today?
Yeah, thank you so much. So I mean, we've been having a lot of conversation about this, in the past decade with the emergence of social media and how it can, really help a brand. Because I don't see anyone who is trying to really build a solid brand for a business portfolio or personal branding or whatever, and they are not making use of social media, or they are not taking advantage of the tools and what social media has actually come our way in this day and age. So it is very, very important. It is very, very crucial. It's actually a must prerequisite as a small business owner, as someone that is literally doing anything or any sort of brand that you want to build online. I think social media is a go-to platform because this is where you can meet everybody. This is where you can get to interact effortlessly with potential clients, with partners, and other people. Which will be so difficult to do in real life. And I always say that sometimes people even take social media for granted. I mean, they kind of even underrate some of the numbers. So, for example, let's say you post a video on TikTok, or you post an image on Instagram or even Facebook, and you get 50 likes, or let me say 150 views. What you have to imagine is you have to imagine you in a room with 150 people, right? So you are in a room, yourself and 150 people. Just imagine 150 people, how the place is going to be filled up. But because it's social media, sometimes we tend to uh, uh, overlook some of these figures, because maybe you think some people are getting 1,000 views or 20,000 views. So you feel like what you have posted and the 150 people that have viewed is probably not enough or something. But I tell you, that is a lot of eyeballs, right? So again, I've realized that some of the things that demotivate some of us into, really putting our stuff out there or making our services and our products really known, with a lack of motivation. And sometimes because we feel like we are not getting the right response that we need, we're not getting the eyeballs that we need. All I want to say to you right now is just imagine whichever likes, whichever views that you've had on your post. within the whole week, and then picture yourself in a room with all of that people. Now that should motivate you enough. Now, with myself and Tamoti, with a brand and then what we've been able to build, and now I mean, we are looking at over 500,000 following across our social media platform. I mean, it's been a success story, but it was not done in a day, it was not done in a week, it was not done in a month. It was just consistency, consistency in whatever that we were doing, with our post, with our trends and all the things that we do. And even lately, I personally I have ventured into a small business, right? A brand that I've created myself that we are doing enormous. And I believe that as we get into the conversation, we definitely gonna talk a lot about that, because I believe that is where I can really align with most of the people that are here, with building a business or building a brand online.
Amazing. Thank you so much. So, this morning I was just going through your Instagram account, and I saw you have about 365 followers. So with what you just said, everybody just quickly imagine Entomoti standing on a road and 365 people, 365,000 people decide to stand behind him, and where he's going will follow him. So as he's following, 365,000 people are following him. So do not think your 150 views are too small. So I really love that. And Mary, I know you are also building your brand online. I'm very familiar with it, a very big fan. But could you please just quickly describe to us what your brand is online, and how did you get here today with this brand?
Okay, so I own MG Events Home, and I would say we do balloons, but I would describe my brand in one word: that's unique, because we don't just do balloons. Everyone knows balloons to be something, okay, balloon keke, let me put it that way. So it's not
Yeah.
something people really pay attention to, but we made sure that we are creating balloons and doing installation in so many unique ways, so that when you come to our page, you are getting worth your money, not just spending money on something you like, which wouldn't make sense later. So we make sure we put all our efforts in our social media page, post everything we do, post unique content for our clients, and target unique clients, luxurious clients, not just anyone. So that's what we do.
Amazing. Thank you so much. I've seen so much of what you've done, and kudos to you. Charles, you are building a mega brand, Fido, and I know that it is no small feat, but can you let's make this practical for all the small businesses we have? What is the easiest way to build their brand online so that everyone can understand?
Okay, so first of all, I want everybody to have it in their minds that building a brand online or building a presence online for your brand is not easy. It's not that when you begin, you immediately start seeing results in about 2 or 3 days. Yes, there are a few people who blow up in like a week or something. Maybe one post goes viral and then their brand just skyrockets. But that's like 1 out of 1 million people. Do you see? So first of all, I want to establish that building a presence online for your brand is not an easy thing, and it takes time, it takes patience. And I really like what Mary said about targeting her audience and showing them what they want to see. That's also being relevant. So if you want to build a brand presence online, to build a strong community online, you have to give what your audience wants to see, and that's being relevant to your particular niche. So I will not want to talk too much. I think we should get into the conversation and then we can get into details on how to do that.
Okay. That's really good. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. And in building a brand, a lot of people these days, especially in recent times, aspire to be very fun. And one way to be fun online is content. These days, we see so many crazy trends with content. You see a horse turning around, by the time you realize it has transitioned to a person and they are selling their brand to you, right? So, Mary, you've been putting out a lot of content for your brand, right? Can you let us know, even though a lot of people put content online, what are some mistakes these small businesses make with their content? And how can we avoid doing those things and make sure we are putting out the best?
Okay, so what some mistakes I've seen is some people want to be like others. So they will be creating content which are not even related to what they even do. So what I mostly do is, as a balloon person, what can I put out there? What I mostly do is I do behind the scenes a lot. So before I put something out there, I'll do a behind the scene for people to know that, okay, so this is what we do before we achieve this particular look. So they will start admiring what we do. They will start knowing that what we do is really worth it. And also what we can also do is we can also go live sometimes to explain what we do to people, explain some of the tips, like give people tips and all that. So I think doing that has been very helpful to me and has been pulling a lot of people to my page, because they feel like when they come to my page, they can get like a lot of behind the scenes, learn a lot from me, and also purchase a lot from me too. So that's what I know, and I think we can do as a small business too.
Okay, so know your brand, know what you're selling, and make sure that your content is in line with it. So it doesn't mean you necessarily have to jump on every trend. Do what works for you. So even
Yeah.
if you are selling clothes, a lot of people sell clothes online. Sometimes they model in the clothes. That is their part of content, and it works for them because they get to show off the beautiful pieces that they are selling. And they say that content is king, right? So I want Samuel to share with us what he also thinks small businesses can do to make sure that their target audience can always be interested to see what they're doing, because he's a king at sharing content. So please let us know what you want to share.
All right. Thank you very much. I'm going to give very good examples here, and I'm
Yeah.
going to be a little bit straightforward also, like really into the facts. So gone are the days where we just, as brands, we used to just put out graphics on Instagram and, bore people talking a whole lot about what we do and what our product stands for. Look, those are in the past. And I'm telling you that the conversation and the trend has changed. It has changed so massively that even now corporate brands and corporate institutions are following. I'm seeing sometimes I see that it even baffles me, right? So I've seen highly corporate brands, like if you are talking about corporate, we're talking about multinational corporate brands, and you see them making some videos on TikTok, and I'm like, if they were to implement the same thing a year ago or 2 years ago, I'm telling you, the social media manager would have been fired, or whoever created that content, they would have fired that person a long time ago. But now, this is it. And as small business owners, this is our niche. Like, we have the power for this, because even for corporate, they would have to go through a whole lot of brainstorming. They would have to go through a whole lot of approvals before these things can be done. But you are in your own world. You are steering what you want to put out there on social media. So I'm telling you that content is king, and that content is king statement. It's even a long statement, but it looks like this is the age that it is actually manifesting when we say content is like, this is the content is king that we are talking about. If you really want your materials that you do post out there to convert into sales, please, if you are not posting video on your social media, you are missing out. Now I'm going to give you this example, so maybe you can check it out later. So I started Flick Technologies. I'm sure maybe some of you might have heard of it. Flick Smart Projector. So it's a new projector that is in town. It's smart, but it's another brand, Flick. So this brand was started like 5 months ago, and I'm someone, I have a very big energy. So I'm someone that when I do focus on something, I go in all out. I block a lot of distractions and I go in all out. Now I told myself that I am going to post video content about this product every single day. This is the promise that I made to myself. This is how business owners should go, right? Look, I said I am going to post a video content every single day.
Single
And
day. Yeah.
if you're a business owner, you understand how difficult this can be. Like this is not a joke. If you're posting a video every
Yeah.
single day, because you are doing a whole lot of things. You yourself, you are your own marketer. You yourself, you are your own negotiator. You are your own finance person. You are your own hiring manager, HR, and everything. And now you are telling me that you're going to post a video every single day. But I did it, and we were able to do it. I mean, with the help with the team, we were able to do it. And guess what? I started a page from ground up, absolutely 0 followers on TikTok. Now we have 36,000 followers under 5 months. So when I'm saying it, I'm not. You can go online, you can check it, and this is purely organic, pure organic. 36,000 followers on TikTok and 1,900 followers on Instagram, because it's a little bit difficult to get followers on Instagram. But as a small business, to get almost 2,000 followers on Instagram, that's like huge. I mean, you can.
Very good job.
So please, you really have to have a solid content strategy, and this is that we are not bargaining on this. Have a solid content strategy. And my colleague was talking about behind the scenes for her balloons, and you will be shocked that behind the scenes, even now, it is leading like the #1 of how small businesses are able to sell their products behind the scenes. People want to know how you came up with, so people want to know how you came up with that shirt. People want to know what you go through before you are able to come up with the product that you are selling. If you are in your service, if you're into cleaning, if you are doing the cleaning, what are the things that you need to get into the cleaning? These are what people want to know. People want to know how you get there. People don't want to see the results. People want to know how. So that is one. Behind the scenes is one. Another thing can be packing videos. So for example, you sell products. Let's say you sell phones, or it could be anything. The mere fact that you are standing in front of your shelf and you are arranging your products, people want to see it. And you might think it's nothing, but I'm telling you, start posting those videos and you see how those videos are going to get more views than you talking about the product or the service that you do. Educative content is also key. So let's say, I can always use the brand as an example, Flick. So we are into smart projectors. So we have been posting educative content about smart projectors. We've been posting tutorials about smart projectors. We've been posting what is the difference between a smart projector and a traditional projector? These are educative content. Someone who is watching this content might chance on the content not with the intent to buy from you, but once they start learning that you are talking about this, then they know that then you have the expertise, you have the technical know-how about this product. So if we need this product, then we come to you. I'm going to give you another example. I had a friend who was into tech. He was doing tech reviews and stuff like that, and he just wanted to switch because he thought that he has a background with architecture. So he started his own company that is into building planning and construction and stuff like that. He being a good content creator because he's a YouTuber, he started his channel about architecture, answering questions that people have about purchasing land in Ghana, answering questions about what people have to go through, where to buy land, where you can buy land, real estate, right? These were the content that he was doing. And guess what? All the contracts that he is getting, all the sales that are coming in, all the whatever that is coming in, he got them through his YouTube channel and TikTok platform. He was not promoting his service. No, I don't even remember any of his videos that That's not to say you shouldn't do that. You can do that. But I'm telling you, in this guy's case, he was not promoting his service. Obviously, maybe after he has done that educative content, then probably at the end, and he said, okay, so we are into this, and if you want us to assist you, The first contract that he got was over a $20,000 contract. Around the okay, let me not mention that. So it was purely from the content that he was creating. So these are some of the points that I've given you. There are more, but these are the few that I guess because of time. Please make use of content because content is indeed king.
Okay. I'm so excited for everything that you just shared. I feel like I want to hear all of the things that you want to say, but we'll make more time for that. Thank you so much. What I got from what you said is absolutely content is king, and you have to be consistent in your content being king. So the same way you were posting every day, I think that's a very good thing for people to do. So, Tels, you are working for a corporate brand as a social media manager, and people are probably wondering how you can be doing behind the scenes and stuff like that to put out your content. So tell us what your content style for Fido is and how does it come about?
Okay, so before I answer the question, there were a few things that I wanted to touch on, or should I say, add on to what enter money, right? Is that correct?
Enter Moti, yes.
Enter Moti, sorry about that. Yes, Enter Moti and Mary mentioned. So, speaking about consistency, consistency comes in two forms. It comes in both frequency of posting and also comes with your branding online. So you can decide to be posting consistently, that is posting regularly. You want to post every day, every 2 days, 3 times a week. And mind you, posting regularly doesn't necessarily mean posting every day. It just means that you have come up with a plan. Like Entamoti said, you've come up with a content plan that maybe for you with your schedule, the nature of your business and all, you think posting 3 times a week works better for you, posting 2 times a week works better for you. Whatever it is that you decide to do, the frequency of posting that works better for you. If you decide it's 3 days, whatever you decide it is, stick to it. That is what consistency looks like. It's sticking to your content plan, sticking to what you've decided to do from the beginning. That is what consistency looks like for posting frequently. And the second part, your branding, it means that you do not only just put out content there, but then it has to be relevant to your brand. And it should also show that it's your brand. So for instance, your logo should always be present on your content if possible. Sometimes the nature of the content, it will not be possible to put it out there so visibly, but you can put it in a small corner somewhere. Maybe the colors that you use, the font that you use, the color of the fonts that you use to type your captions on your videos or something. There should be something that when someone sees the video, they know that it is from your brand. That is also maintaining consistency for your brand across all platforms. And then Entamoti and Mary mentioned behind the scenes. Behind the scenes is one thing that makes your audience feel inclusive. It's like they feel part of the brand, because usually on the normal scale of the way things work, behind the scenes are scenes that are not necessarily shown to public, are not necessarily supposed to be made privy to audience on social media. So the fact that you show that kind of content plays on the minds of your audience and helps them feel like you are including them in your brand, and they feel kind of more like a community, just not followers of your brand, but they feel like part of your community. And Ikea asked her, how do you incorporate this into your, for instance, if you are working in corporate or you want to include this in your brand? you always have to come up with a content strategy before you include certain things in your brand. Maybe the company you're working for does not have behind the scenes in their content strategy. But then if you are working for yourself and you'd like to include behind the scenes in your content strategy, please do. It's a powerful tool. It's good content that builds a good community. It makes your community feel engaged, and yeah, behind the scenes is a really good content. And then the last thing I would like to speak on that Entamoti mentioned is educational videos. So educational videos can be about your product or your service. Look for common questions. Right now, AI is now available for all of us to use as a help tool. Use ChatGPT, use Gemini AI, use Claude AI, and look for common questions or common problems that people have in your niche and answer those questions. It makes your content very relevant to people. And even if people will not purchase your item or patronize your service immediately, the fact that you are giving them solutions to problems that they've had on their mind or questions that they've had on their mind, they'll follow you for such content. And in the end, you realize those people turn into leads who become your customers or who begin to patronize your products. Yeah.
All right, thank you so much, Tels. So you spoke about educational videos, and it could be about your products. I just want to chip in a little bit and also say that we can also put out videos or content that is not necessarily selling our product. Sometimes you just want to let the people know how you can impact their lives, right?
Okay.
So an example is, I would not necessarily sell that Fido is selling loans, but just letting you know that Fido can really be your best friend, especially when you have an emergency.
Yeah.
That is all you need to understand. So we're not necessarily selling the product as in we are selling loans, but just letting people know that when you associate yourself with this particular brand, this is how you benefit. So that is another way that I think we can also sell our brands. So I know one thing that is very dear to the heart of people because it involves money is advertising. Now, when you want to boost something on Instagram, for example, you have to spend money, and it's usually charged in dollars. And now people will say the FX rate and all of that. So it takes a lot of money to boost these things. I want us to talk about how we can properly advertise our businesses without spending so much money on these platforms. So Charles, we'll just come back to you. And what are the very easy ways we can boost online without spending money?
Yes, so minimal ways of boosting online, advertising online. A lot of people just know about boosting content online and just decide to boost particular content. Maybe I'm running a sale, I'm going to boost the content. I have introduced a new product, so I'm going to boost the content. But that's not how it works. You have to have a strategy. So when you are posting content, you must have in mind that this is content that people should like or people should engage with. Because sometimes I'm scrolling through my Instagram feed and I see someone has boosted their content. It appears to me and it's been boosted for a long time. Like you can see the dates that they posted it. It's been boosted for a long time and it has 23 likes. Because first of all, the quality of the picture is terrible. The quality of the video is terrible. The messaging is not clear. It's like you're not really sure what exactly it is they are selling, or you don't really understand the pricing of what they are selling, or what they are trying to convey. Like the message is just not clear. So these are things that we should take into consideration when we are creating content to be boosted, so that you do not waste your money. Because if you boost content and it doesn't get a lot of engagement, it will not be pushed as much as content that has a lot of engagement. So first of all, you should check your quality. The quality of your content before boosting is very key. If you cannot afford a professional photographer, I mean, we are talking about small businesses here. So you probably use your phone for creating content. Even if you do not have an iPhone, like you have a phone that has average camera quality, make use of your daylight. Maybe you can't afford all these expensive lights that people put on their products, going for 500 CDs, 300 CDs, and all that. Make use of the natural sunlight. Get a nice tabletop, clean it up, or put your white bed sheet or white napkin on the table. Put it in the sun and take beautiful pictures, take beautiful videos, and create quality content so that you do not waste your money when you boost your content. Another thing you can also do is repurposing your content. So maybe you've posted a number of times and a particular post did very well organically without you boosting it. It received a lot of engagement, it had a high reach. So you can repurpose that content because you know that that content did well by itself. So when you boost it, it's likely to do well even more as it is boosted. Because what boosting that does is that it brings your content in front of the eyes of more people. So if organically without boosting that content did very well, it's highly possible that when you boost that content, it will do even better than content that you create from scratch just for boosting. So those are two things you should keep in mind. And the last tip that I want to give is that a lot of people end up boosting content directly on Instagram, especially Instagram gives notifications and prompts that this content is doing 95% better than your other post
Yeah.
averagely. This reel, boost this post. Actually, if you go back to Meta Business Suite, if you don't know, Meta is the umbrella company for both Facebook and Instagram and WhatsApp as well. But if we are talking about social media platforms, we are talking about Facebook and Instagram. And so their advertising is actually one network. So when you boost on Meta Business Suite, you can look into it. When you boost on Meta Business Suite, you actually have your post being shown to people on both Facebook and Instagram. But then when you boost on Instagram, you have your post being shown to people only on Instagram. So this is a secret, it's a tip for only exclusive tip for attendees of this website. So if you want to boost your post, instead of boosting it directly on Instagram, rather go to Meta Business Suite. You can Google it. It's not that difficult to set up an ad on Meta Business Suite. Rather boost your post on Meta Business Suite so that you can get more eyes for the same amount of money. You get more eyes on it from both Facebook and Instagram. That would be all.
Amazing. Thank you. Thank you. Trust me, I don't think you get this information anywhere for free. So thank you so much for sharing those. And you were talking a lot about quality content. So I'm understanding that we should choose quality over quantity. So we don't necessarily need to boost so many posts, but we just need to make sure that our content is quality. And for those of us on the call or anybody out there who puts out content, we spend money to boost it and then you come and put DM for price. Please, we beg. We will not be DMing for price. Put your price there because you are defeating the purpose of it. So no DM for price. Okay, thanks. So I'm just keeping my eye on the time and I want us to move the conversation along a little bit. But I want to ask Mary, do you boost your content? And tell us how you go about this. How does it work for you when you boost content?
Okay, so yeah, I boost my content sometimes. So let's say if I'm having a class on balloons, that's when you see me boosting a content.
Okay.
Yes, because I want people to see that that's what we are doing and all that. But I've noticed something. So what we post automatically boosts for us. So let's say you are posting something like a balloon bouquet. When I say a balloon bouquet, it's like a small balloon with a mini flower under it. We mostly gift it to people. When you post something like that on TikTok, automatically people will see and have a lot of interest on it because you've added your price to it and it's just, let's say, 200 cedis. They will run to you because it's cheap. But let's say when you boost a backdrop, like when you post a full backdrop with a decor setup, table, chairs, and all that on TikTok, honestly, they have zero interest in it because no one will come into your DM to ask you how much for that full setup, and you tell the person it's 100,000 Ghana cedis. They won't do it on TikTok. But if you put the same backdrop I'm talking about with the decor on Instagram, your organic clients from Instagram will come automatically to you, schedule a meeting with you, do all those necessary arrangements, and book that service. So we have to know what to post where, like what to post on each social media platform. We shouldn't just post anything. So that's what I do. So what I post on TikTok, I don't boost it, but automatically it goes. But on Instagram, I have particular people I want them to see particular things. So I boost it at the right time, not just boosting for boosting sake. So that's what I do.
Nice one. You understand the work. Thank you for sharing that. I want to ask one question to Samuel on analytics because I believe that you work a lot with this. So in your boosting and all of that, as a business on social media, we need to understand how our money is working for us. So can you let us know how we can easily do this? Because analytics will sound complicated. It will sound big for small businesses who are now learning social media. So can you just break this down for us? How do you go about your analytics and how can it help small businesses?
Yes, analytics is very important, and I think if there is anywhere that you are sleeping on your page, it should be analytics, because this is the only place that can give you insights of whatever you're doing, what is working, what is not working, what we should keep doing, how we can keep track where sales is coming from, where inquiries is coming from. So analytics is very, very important. And these days, the social media platforms, they've made it so easy for business pages to be able to access analytics. So on TikTok, it's easy. On Facebook, it's easy, and even on Instagram, it's very easy. So you really have to make sure that every day you really check your analytics, or maybe after you are done with a campaign or a promotion, you really check your analytics. But for me, I usually don't even check on analytics with products that I have promoted or something like that. Mostly what I do is my organic post or my organic content. Those are the ones that I mostly do look into it, because these are people that I did not pay for them to come check me out. It really means that these are people that genuinely care about my business or really want to have something to do with me. So obviously you can have a promotion, and people that have interacted with those promotion would then go and check out your organic content that you have posted that you did not even promote. So at the end of the day, it means that you are really getting real feedback with analytics on organic content. So one of the things that really help with the analytics, of course, is the time of posting. So you're able to know which time that you should schedule for your posting, because the analytics will definitely tell you. And also other things, even your demographics. Another thing I was even one thing I was focusing on is the gender, right? So for example, our products, we realized that most of the people that interact were males. Okay, so we had like 90% of male really both patronizing and also seeing on the analytics. So I realized that, okay, fine. It means that if we're running a certain campaign, then probably we really have to target on just that gender. I do not do that kind of, oh no, it's for ladies, but the man can see and buy for the lady. No, I do not do that. If the man can see, then they can see from our organic content. But if I'm running ad or I'm running a promotion, I strictly focus on the gender that I've seen, for example, like 80% up. If it's 70%, then you know that okay, it's shared. But if you're talking about 80%, 90% up, then I know this is what my analytics is telling me, that I'm gonna focus on this type of gender. Again, it tells you your location and other things. And you can also do your own personal analytics, especially let's say with calls that are coming in and WhatsApp messages and other things. That is why when people do reach out to you, you have to ask them some few questions, about how they got to you. It is very key, and that is what will tell you where you should hammer on. So, for example, someone calls you to make an inquiries, you have to ask them, oh, please, where did you find us? Is it on Google, or you found us on Facebook or on TikTok? And then you know that, oh, these platforms are actually getting me a lot of people to convert. So yeah, that's what I can say with analytics. Very crucial.
Thank you so much. I mean, at the end of the day, what we want to do is make money, and we don't want to be spending our energy, our time, our resources in vain. So analytics is going to show us the best way to spend our money. And just to give a quick example as well, if at Fido we want to boost our content to people, let's say we want to reach some businesses, we want to send out, let people know that you can come to Fido as a business and you can get a Fido biz loan of about 1,500 CDs going, right? That's where it starts for Fido biz. We need to understand that these are the people who are seeing our content and then start targeting these people. So if I saw Frederick on the call, he has a business. And if we want to reach Frederick with our Fido-based loans, we need to understand that there are males who are looking at our business or who are looking for Fido, and then target people like him. So Frederick will be targeting you for Fido-based loans, and we'll speak to you soon. So we have just about 7 minutes left, and I want us to keep some time for us to ask some questions. So please be dropping your questions in the chat box and I'll pick them up soon. But before we get there are lots of trends when it comes to social media. And I know that it will be very difficult to put together all the things we need to learn in just 1 hour. So what I'm seeing a lot of messages that people want us to do a masterclass on this, and we'll be more than happy because we have amazing minds on this call to be speaking. So we'll do that. We'll create more masterclasses. But when it comes to trends in social media, what are some of the trends that are coming up? What should people jump on? What should we stay away from? Because we want to put ourselves out there for people to see us and make money. Tell us what some of the trends are. What should we be doing? Titles, please, you can take this one first.
Okay, so there are many trends that come up from time to time on social media. And I just want to say that it's not every trend you have to jump on as a brand, as a business. If you are trying to scale up your business or try to make your post go viral because you want to jump on a trend, don't also have that mindset. Sometimes just having fun works. One thing about trends that people do not know that psychologically plays on the audience and makes posts go viral is because trends help to make people see your authenticity. Because sometimes it's like on your page, all we see is come and buy my cake. I make cupcakes. I make cookies. It's like you're always advertising something, but then one time you post a video of you dancing to a song, a trending song with the choreography, and then it's like people see another side of you, a fun side of you, an easygoing side of you, and that shows them a certain type of authenticity. So I would say that social media trends are actually authenticity showing content. So that is actually what is trending right now. Authenticity, transparency is what is trending actually all those dances, all those 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It just shows you being yourself. It just shows you being transparent. It shows you being your authentic self. So that is what I want you guys to have in mind when you are jumping onto a trend, or when you want to create content. Be authentic, be transparent, have fun sometimes, show who you are. Let your personality and your fun-loving character show to your audience. And that is what people actually like. That is what people will connect with. Okay, so don't just jump on trends. If you want to jump on a trend, make sure it's something you like and something that you can relate to your brand. And that's when you see that content will do well. Yeah.
Amazing. Thank you so much. Authenticity is really, really key. And I can also see in the chat box, Adair Safo says, timing is also an essential aspect of social media marketing. Thank you so much for sharing that. So Mary and Etamoti, before we take our questions from our audience, what last words do you have for the small businesses coming up on social media? What can we tell them to make the best of social media? So I think Mary, you can go first.
Okay, so my last words, I would say keep investing in your business and also post quality videos. So if you can afford a quality camera, please do. If you can afford a light, please do. Because people will purchase from the quality of your video. If you post something which is not really quality, like some people can post a video and it's very blurry, and you're expecting me to purchase, I won't. I'll just keep the video. So just invest in your business, because although it's a small business, the same small business can attract investors. The same small business can attract loyal customers. So keep investing in your business, purchase cameras if possible. And also remember that you are not in a competition with anyone. You are just in a competition with yourself. So just be you, be yourself, and always post content that will make your customers come to you. Thank you.
Amazing. Thank you. Thank you so much. And Tamoti, what do you have for us, please?
There is a buyer for every product and service. Anything that you're selling, look, it can be manches, whatever. Anything selling, you have a buyer out there. Look, you just have to find them, because guess what? They are looking for you actively. They are actively looking for you. So you just have to position yourself very well, and then find these people. Please, you have to be, the consistency is very key. And I like what Telinam said. It doesn't have to be every day. It doesn't have to be every 2 days. But if you have that structure that you are doing this every 3 days, every week, whichever way you want it to go, please be disciplined enough to make sure that you really respect these. And finally, as a small business owner, you invest in yourself. You the person, please invest in yourself. And what is the best way to invest in yourself? The best way to invest in yourself is by garnering a lot of knowledge for yourself about what you do. And one beautiful thing you are doing is just by even joining this webinar. Joining this webinar is
Amazing.
investing in yourself. So please, if you have told yourself that this is what you're gonna do, if you told yourself that this is the business that you want to do, you can't tell me you're selling flowers, and you can't tell me, and you don't even know a jack about the variances of flowers, or what it can do, or what. No, if you don't know, you find a mentor. You need to study a lot about the product that you are selling. Have a lot of knowledge. Sometimes we are all biased in as much as we market. We are all biased because sometimes I can go online, I see a product that I like, I call and I start to ask questions about the product, and I end up educating the person that is selling the product about the product. So it is very important that you know your stuff and you educate yourself a lot about whatever you're selling and whatever whichever service that you provided. Thank you.
Well, thank you too. Thank you so much. So consistency is key, and it does not mean every day, but as long as you are disciplined to be consistent with what you're doing, it will work for you. And invest in yourself and invest in your business. Build your knowledge, know your product, know exactly what you are selling. I don't think we have enough time to talk about all the knowledge that our speakers have today. I'm so excited, but thank you so much. I want us to take some questions from our audience. So if you have any questions, there are a number of hands raised up. So I'll just take a couple of questions from there. So I see Nana Tufo with your hand up. Nana Tufo, please, do you have a question for us or our speakers?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, please, go ahead.
Right, thank you very much. And I also want to take the example. As a lay person trying also to go into some business, I've heard a lot about some of the things that needs to be done for one's presence to be felt. I'm particular about the content. I was trying to see if I could get like if we'll be given some check marks so that if you want to put out a content, what are some of the specific things that is supposed to appear in the content that you are putting out there to make it appealing to your clientele or your community, people that will patronize you. That's what I wanted to find out for.
Okay, thank you. Charles, I think you killed this question for us. What he wants to know what needs to appear in his content when he's posting like this. So like a very simple checklist to know what he needs to show when he's putting out his content.
Okay, so if you have a product or service, definitely your content strategy should have your product or service, talking about it, what you offer, and all that. Then, secondly, the industry that you find yourself within. If your product is toffees, that means your industry is food. If so, depending on what your product or service is in your industry, find out common questions. I mentioned this before. Find out common questions or problems that people have within that industry and try and answer those questions. It keeps your content relevant to people. And when that content goes out and they come on your page and they see the other content about your product and service, you have actually advertise your product for free. So have content about your product, have educational content, and also third of all, have content where you are just having fun or you are just being yourself, not necessarily selling anything, not necessarily educating people, but something fun. Maybe you went to the market to buy goods or supplies or something. You took short videos, put that together, and then you can title it "Go to the Market with Me on a Wednesday Morning." Something that is not necessarily selling or educating, but something fun that makes your audience feel inclusive.
Okay, thank you. So Nana Tufo, know your product so you can put out content on your product and have fun with it. Go to the market with us. We'll be very happy to follow you. I will take a question from Daniel Anang. I see your hand is up. Daniel Anang. Okay. I have Ni Osekre. Your hand is up as well. Do you have a question for our speakers? Or if you have any questions, you can just quickly unmute and ask your question. Okay, we are always available anyway to ask. I think Louis Bimpom, do you have a question? You just raised your hand. You can just unmute and yes, please go ahead.
Yeah, I wanted a bit of clarity on the analytics. Is it that the social media pages themselves have a particular place you can get the information, or you have to do it yourself manually?
Okay, thank you. And Tamati, I think you can take this one for us. His question is on analytics and how can he get access to them? Is it on the platforms? Where does he go for the analytics?
Oh yeah. So I think I mentioned two forms of analytics. That's the manual one that you yourself can get by just manually getting feedbacks from people that are reaching out to you and stuff like that. And the first and the most important is you getting the analytics from the social media platforms. As I said, it's been made so easy. Most of the times, the places that you find your analytics is at the settings of the platforms that you are. So, for example, on Instagram, when you go to if you have a business account, it is also easy for you to be able to identify your analytics. Sometimes just by clicking on the professional dashboard. So I don't know, I don't know if I can share my screen, but if you look at this, you see a professional dashboard here. Just click on the professional dashboard, and then your analytics will just start showing to you. It's so easy like that. You're able to see account you have rate, you're able to see total followers, and when you click on those things as well, you're able to see exactly the data and everything. So yeah, it's so easy. On TikTok, the same. Go to your settings and just look for analytics. On Facebook as well, you're able to get all those data. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Louis, I hope that helps. So you can get feedback from people and also just visit the settings in your apps and you will have access to your analytics and they explain everything for you there. It's very simple to understand. So yes. Mary, do you have something to share with us?
Yes, I just wanted to add on what Tamoti said. He said yes. So on the Instagram, I think to make it easier for people to see, it's insights. So like when you press on the insights, you get all those things. So I don't know. That's just what I wanted to add up. So Instagram professional dashboard, just press on the insights. You see all the accounts you were able to reach, the followers and all. It's so easy that way.
Ikia, I think you're muted.
Sorry. Thanks, Tels. So I was just saying that go to your insights and you find your analytics. It's very simple to find, very easy to understand as well. It will show you the age of the people we are selling to, the agenda, where they are, even the time, when is the best time to post and things like that. So thank you so much. Before we wrap up, I just want to give a few shout outs to the people who have dropped in our chat box. So Kamina Boating says this has been very insightful. Thank you for joining. We also have Lawrence Krampa and Ade Safo. We have Gospel Fashion who has also joined us. Thank you so much for joining. Reach out to us for a Fido biz loan. I'm pretty sure it will help you. We have Sandra Jesse from Kumasi, an entrepreneur. Thank you so much for joining. We hope you learned something. Just a few more. Daniel Gabriel, an air conditioner technician. Amazing. I'm really hoping that you learned something in many different ways you can be successful with this. And we have a number of students here. This excites me so much. Christabel Ajimang from UEW. Thank you for joining. And thank you so much to everyone who joined. Drop your name in the chat box. Like I said, 1 hour is not enough to exhaust all the things that social media can do for us. And you can see, and as you have heard from Mary, from Intermoti, from Telinam, the insightful, exciting, amazing things that we've heard. There's so much to learn when it comes to social media. So we'll do this again. And if there's anything that you would like us to, put together a masterclass on, we'll be very happy to do that for you. So you can just reach out to us and send an email or just drop it in the chat box and we'll pick it up for you. I want to say thank you once again to Mary and Tamoti and Telinam for taking 1 hour out of your very, very busy days to do this for us and share with everybody your knowledge on social media. We will do this again. You have been absolutely amazing. You people should be lecturers, actually. It's been so good. So thank you so much for joining. We will be in touch, everybody, and everybody have a blessed day. Thank you.